Another day, another outburst of hysteria from those that neither think nor listen. I am of course talking about the Muslim ban. The outrage, I tells ya, started yesterday with the usual suspects getting all hot and bothered. Of course, Care were there. Won't somebody please think of the Clockboy? Along with a rent-a-mob waving cardboard signs. The Guardian were doing their shtick of writing angry articles denouncing Trump. And everyone was agreed. Trump was literally Hitler. Having followed the election by doing that thing you must never do, listening to what people actually said, my initial impression of the news yesterday was this. The executive order was about extending the period of granting a visa in order that those applying from countries with a terrorist problem or some form of failed state would be targeted for further screening to ensure they did not pose a security risk. This was essentially what Trump had said on the stump. Therefore, when I saw the news yesterday, my reaction was that the people stuck at airports or prevented from making connecting flights in the United States had been caught up in an administrative mix-up due to the change of policy. But I shall let H.A. Goodman explain, link below, and here is the article by Seth Frantzman that Mr. Goodman links to, link below. And here is a brief explanation, or as best as I, a bear of little brain, can muster. The Trump Muslim ban uses the Terrorist Travel Prevention Act of 2015, which for the sake of fairness we shall call the Obama Muslim ban, which, oddly for a piece of Obama legislation, appears to have passed through the Congress as part of the Omnibus Appropriations Act of financial year 2016. So, all that has happened is that Trump has suspended immigration of refugees from Syria and enforced the legislation from 2015. Where was Elizabeth Warren, linked below, when all of this was being passed into law? Oh yes, that's right. Voting for it, linked below. And this ruling by a federal judge, linked below, simply clears the backlog of people caught up in the airports. Not that it has stopped Britain's least popular, most popular man, Sir Mo Farrow, banging on all day about how he is somehow banned from ever seeing his children again. Or indeed, Tory MP Hadim Zawari going on the Andrew Marr show to claim that he is being discriminated against, linked below. By the way, I noticed Mr. Zawari has some interesting business connections to an oil company in Kurdistan, linked below. Or indeed hundreds of thousands taking to the parliamentary website to demand a debate on a motion that Parliament banned Donald Trump from having a state visit to Britain, linked below. And as this is a piece of pointless politicking, it is hardly surprising to see wee Jimmy Cranky, linked below, joining in the fun. But fear not, because Theresa May has stepped in and ordered Boris Johnson and Amber Rudd to get on to the Americans and express our concern. And it turns out, ta-da, that British citizens not travelling from one of the named countries are not covered by the Muslim ban, linked below. Well, what a surprise! I'm shocked, I tells ya, that a law that has been in place for a year without remark is found not to affect people who have not been complaining about it for a whole year. Which brings me back to this business of thinking and listening, because if people were not so fixated on Trump being literally Hitler, they might consider what is being proposed. When on the campaign trail, Trump suggested that this extreme vetting could somehow identify bunny ears, terrorist tendencies, close bunny ears, that got me thinking, I wonder how. Obviously there will be such things as criminal record, or what Obama charmingly used to call mental hygiene, or perhaps Secret Service or police reports. But I assume these are already covered in visa checks. So what could make it extreme? The logical conclusion is big data. What you have said online, the websites you visit, if you have called for the assassination of the President of the United States, link below, that sort of thing. In other words, pre-crime. If anything should be worrying people, it is this, or the way big data is spying on you, etc. But I guess that is not as exciting as making a tit of yourself with a placard and then posting the picture on Facebook for you to be tagged as not suitable for a visa at some point in the future. Another curious aspect of this affair is the countries on the list drawn up by Obama and passed by the Congress are the Wes Clark 7, link below, to which the obvious question being, why the interest in these countries aside from the obvious strategic point regarding access to the Suez Canal and thus the seaway between the Mediterranean and the Indian Ocean? But even that, well, I suppose it does explain it, but why these countries keep coming up? Anyway, the hysterical mob have started demanding why other countries are not included, like everyone's current favourite baddie, Saudi Arabia, which is a neat, cheap point, but it ignores that they will probably be on the list. Indeed, every country in the world will be on the list eventually, at which point, given that George Orwell's is apparently a bestseller again, and the bunny ears left, closed bunny ears, have adopted the talking points of the pre-election bunny ears right, closed bunny ears, no doubt the cry will go up, oh my God, it's like 1984. Yes, it is, with Trump as Emmanuel Goldstein.